This is me, Keith Richards. But here I am. I'm still playing, and I'm still rocking and still rolling. I hope you enjoy it. One love. Thanks and praises to you all.
The Rolling Stones, known as the Kings of Rock. With more than 6 decades in the music biz, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Charlie Watts, and Ronnie Wood are still rocking the socks off fans worldwide, officially earning them rock legend status.
There's the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat, and then there's the Rolling Stones.
Either you're dead or your longevity.
Miserable most of the time.
But was he just lucky, was he?
Very lucky.
How you doing?
When you got the gig with the Rolling Stones, did you have to think twice?
No.
And we, quite, when we work very hard. You start out playing rock and roll so you can have sex and do drugs, but you end up doing drugs so you can still play rock and roll and have sex. Yeah.
What have you learned from Keith?
Yeah, how to be loose and not worry too much.
What have you learned from Mick?
Incredible flair and determination on stage, and a command of what's going on around. And I've always admired that about him, even when I know damn well that he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
You got me drinking, started to stop thinking, the whole fucking ship is sinking.
He's the best front man in the world. He's the best rhythm guitar player. He's a one-off. One-off, Keith.
I'm not fancy. I need my feet to stand up.
Mick Jagger's, apart from being a really good lyricist,
and I think they were in the right place at the right time. When we work very hard. So, and I think so. You need all those things. It's no good just being hardworking. There's lots of people hard work.
She tried to take me upstairs for the ride.
I aim to get the sound that I want coming straight out of my amplifier. I'm as aware as I am that I was the bugger that started the foot pedal with Satisfaction.
I think probably one of the best rhythm guitar players there's been for years, and when he gets going, it really lifts the band.
Mr. Charlie Watts, may move.
It's all about me and I'm the star.
Oh, forever, Charlie.
And lots of pictures of me.
Yeah, Charlie.
Right. When's my bit then?
Because you are such a, can I say, reticent man or a private man, you wouldn't have known what you were getting into when you joined the Stones, and had you known, would you have joined?
I do.
Go on, speak. Hello.
Yeah, you know, when I was asked to turn up the road to rehearse, the Rolling Stones was another band to me, and it was going to last like the others, 3 months or a year.
What have you learned from Charlie?
Well, you know, staying in time's not everything. Charlie and I, the whole thing is, it's all to do with the drummer and the singer. You know, it's like the moves thing and the beat and the. It's not the only thing, but it's the relationship of the singer and the drummer is really tight.
What have you learned from Mick?
How to control things yourself, how to control yourself.
I'm the most blessed man in the world. I mean, the first drummer I ever really worked with was Charlie Watts.
He's probably got the smallest drum kit in the whole of rock and roll. Drummers of today usually have about 50 or 60 items in their drums. You know, I think he's got about 7. And he plays them great. He's an economist.
But it's a lot of it's experience, but at the same time, Charlie Watts, he's one of the greatest drummers in the damn world is ever going to see. And I mean, it's so beautifully spontaneous and firm. He's got the moves.
What have you learned from Charlie?
A steady rhythm and a great heart.
Charlie Watts, what's he like?
I got no idea what he's like. Miserable most of the time. Sitting at the back moaning about things.
He's a great talent, though.
Not really.
What, was he just lucky, was he?
Very lucky.
There ain't a woman that comes close to you.
What has Charlie taught you?
To think twice before you open your mouth.
I know that Charlie Watts, if he was here today, would be very, very happy to know that the band is continuing without him, because the band is bigger than any one man.
How you doing?
When you got the gig with the Rolling Stones, did you have to think twice?
No.
What has Keith taught you?
Well, he's taught me less is more, you know, which is a real good thing musically.
What have you learned from Ronnie?
With Ronnie, we learned how to get that 2-guitar thing going, where you can't really tell who's doing what, and let alone why.
And Ronnie?
He can do and play anything.
These guys aren't just the greatest band of all time. They're the ultimate rock gods. In a world where music trends come and go, the Rolling Stones stand as a symbol of rock-solid consistency. In 2023, the Stones released new single Angry on September 6th, and new album Hackney Diamonds on October 20th.
But I can't see straight. Yeah.
To celebrate the band's longevity and insatiable desire to bring live music to the masses, let's rank theirs top 20 best songs of all time. But before we jump right in, let's take a moment to appreciate the Stones' upcoming tour 2024.
1, 2.
The legendary Rockers are gearing up for a 16-city journey starting on April 28th in Houston, bringing the vibes to support their latest hit album, Hackney Diamonds, and dive into their extensive catalog of classics. The stadium tour will hit up cities like Las Vegas, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. The band will also make a pit stop on May 2nd to rock the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Get ready for the Stones Hackney Diamonds Tour 2024 coming up. This tour is getting tons of love from critics who can't stop praising the band's energy, enthusiasm, and killer musicianship. Trust me, this tour is a total must for any Rolling Stones fan. Come on!
Okay, everybody. Hey, Stones are on the road in 24. Gonna see you there.
And now...
Well, you heard about the Boston.
Their classic track, Midnight Rambler.
We're talking about the midnight.
Let It Bleed's epic, nearly 7-minute side B introduction, described to Keith Richards as a blues opera, basically, was composed by Jagger and Richards while on vacation in a sun-drenched Amalfi Coast hamlet in 1968. The title Midnight Rambler and the song's lyrics were reportedly inspired by the notorious Boston Strangler Albert DeSalvo, a dark theme that the gritty, bluesy riff effectively supports. Richards spent several hours refining this performance, ultimately offering the ideal, sinuous counter to Jagger's mournful harmonica playing in standard tuning with a capo on the 7th fret. The riff, a foot-stomping, blues-infused combination of notes, captures the dark and moody essence of the song. It is probable that Keith Richards devised the riff in his characteristic open tuning style, using a mix of rhythm and lead guitar elements to create a layered, compelling sound. Richards often drew inspiration from the great blues musicians of the past, such as Muddy Waters and Chuck Berry, and Midnight Rambler showcases those influences.
Honey, it's not one of those.
Did you know? Brian Jones' percussion on this song was one of his final contributions to the Stones, which Richards subsequently characterized as a last flare from the shipwreck. During this period, the band would often compose and rehearse in various locations. One can imagine Richards stumbling upon the riff during a late-night session, matching it with the song's dark, predatory lyrics and theme. The energy of the band, coupled with their raw, youthful enthusiasm, would have molded the song into the powerful track we know today. Despite not being released as a single, Midnight Rambler became one of the Rolling Stones' most iconic live tracks, with the potent riff becoming a staple of their performances.
Well, now, honey, it's not one of those.
It remains a testament to the Stones' ability to blend rock and blues into a unique and compelling sound.
Yeah, you see me shut the bedroom door.
So, the next time you listen to Midnight Rambler and find yourself swept up by its irresistible rhythm and energy, remember the context of its creation. It's not just a song, it's a piece of rock and roll history. The last time the first Jagger Richards penned A-side was inspired by the Staple Sisters' 1955 gospel ballad This May Be the Last Time, and the Andrew Oldham orchestra version served as the foundation for the Verve's Bitter Sweet Symphony.
Well, I told you once and I told you twice.
The cycling guitar riff on the original recording, courtesy of Brian Jones and his Vox Teardrop, is a finger-nodding work of genius in and of itself, cleverly spelling out the chords of the song with open D and A strings, together with Keith's lead-in chords alternating guitar solo. The Last Time established the Stones as musical innovators from the start. Did you know? The Last Time was the Stones' first self-penned UK #1 in 1965. Richards recalled of the song, "It gave us a level of confidence, a pathway of how to do it. An exhilarating ride from start to finish." Monkey Man, from the Rolling Stones' 1969 album Let It Bleed, is a masterpiece of punchy rhythm, swaggering vocals, and of course, the memorable and infectious guitar riff. This riff stands as a testament to Richards' unparalleled skill and creativity, making it arguably the greatest riff ever crafted. The gloomy funk of Monkey Man, written on the Amalfi Coast on the same 1969 vacation as Midnight Rambler and originally named Positano Grande, was immortalized in Scorsese's Goodfellas. It has one of Mick Jagger's most mysterious stream of consciousness lyrics, "I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could use a lemon squeezer," and is constructed over one of the Stones' most underappreciated riffs. One of the defining characteristics of the Monkey Man riff is its raw simplicity. Richards, known for his gritty and bluesy approach to guitar playing, distills the essence of rock and roll into a few notes that are both instantly recognizable and emotionally charged. Keith Richards plays all the guitars, reaching deep into his arsenal of tricks to create the atmospheric C minor descent of the opening, the triumphant slide solo, and the magnificent main riff, which takes a simple, repeated chord figure and transforms it into a furious simian fist of funk, using every hammer-on, pull-off, walking bass note, and dissonant tone at his disposal. The opening piano line, played by Nicky Hopkins, sets an anticipatory tone before the track explodes into its full riff-driven glory. The riff is a masterclass in minimalism, proving that sometimes less is indeed more. The infectious groove of the Monkey Man riff is another factor that elevates it to greatness. Richards effortlessly weaves between the rhythmic and melodic elements, creating a hypnotic pulse that grabs the listener from the first note. The guitar work is interlaced with a vibraphone, bringing a unique flavor to the sound. Did you know? The vibraphone played by Bill Wyman as well as the bass on the track. It's a riff that demands attention, drawing you into its magnetic force and refusing to let go. Beyond its technical brilliance, the Monkey Man riff possesses a timeless quality.
Everywhere
Street Fighting Man, the Stones' first and only explicitly political song, is one of the iconic compositions of the 1960s, and a wonderful illustration of how imaginative the band could get while pursuing the ideas in their minds. The late 1960s was a tumultuous era. Civil rights movements, anti-Vietnam War protests, and revolutionary fervor were sweeping across the globe. Amidst this, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, principal songwriters for the Rolling Stones, weren't just bystanders. They were observers, commentators, and participants. That unmistakable riff, a product of Keith Richards playing around on his newly acquired acoustic guitar. But this wasn't just any acoustic. Keith had fitted a pickup to his acoustic guitar, plugged it into a cassette player, cranked up the volume, and what resulted was that gritty, overdriven sound we hear on Street Fighting Man. The lyrics, penned by Mick Jagger, were inspired by his first-hand experience of an anti-Vietnam War rally at London's U.S. Embassy. Jagger, it was a very nasty affair, but it was very, very good to be there, and to try and be a part of it. He expressed his sentiments about revolution and the frustrations of youth. The chorus, but what can a poor boy do, except to sing in a rock and roll band? Emphasizing the power of music in times of change. The song naturally stirred controversies. Some radio stations refused to play it, fearing it might incite violence. Today, Street Fighting Man stands not just as a testament to the Rolling Stones' prowess, but as a reflection of an era of change, challenge, and rebellion. Like all art, the song transcended its creators, becoming an anthem for generations seeking to voice their aspirations, fears, and defiance. So the next time you hear that unmistakable riff, remember, you're not just listening to a song, you're hearing history. Did you know? Street Fighting Man is one of Keith Richards' favorite Stones songs. It's the kind of record you love to make, and they don't come around that often.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
Brown Sugar, the lead single from 1971's Sticky Fingers, boasts one of the most instantly recognizable opening riffs in guitar history, and while the song was theoretically all Jagger's, it's one of Richards' best hours musically. Did you know that? An alternate take featuring Eric Clapton on slide guitar, recorded during Keith Richards' birthday party at Olympic Studios in 1970, was added in the album's 2015 deluxe edition. Start Me Up Tattoo U's final UK Top 10 single was this 1981 single. Start Me Up originated in 1975 as a reggae tune called Never Stop.
There we go.
It was tried and abandoned during the recordings for the 1978 album Some Girls, and it was forgotten about until 1981, when a stronger rock and roll version was uncovered. In 6 hours, the band casually pulled together the final version. The classic primary 4 figure is played in open G on a Telecaster over a Mesa boogie amp and has become one of Keith's most popular riffs. However, producer Chris Kimsey says, "I'm not sure whether he likes it to this day." Did you know that? Microsoft spent millions of dollars to utilize Start Me Up in the company's debut television commercial, which was part of the Windows 95 advertising campaign.
Yesterday don't matter. if it's gone.
Isn't it fascinating how the Rolling Stones' widespread cultural impact is evident in the fact that one of their songs ended up inspiring the name of an international restaurant chain?
Or in the darkest night, no one knows.
Can you hear him?
She comes and goes.
It might sound surprising, but the Stones boast a global fan base. And when you listen to gems like Ruby Tuesday, everything just clicks, doesn't it?
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday.
This ballad, not too distant from something the Beatles could have crafted, exudes a baroque pop charm in its arrangement that's both reminiscent and infectious, a hallmark of the Brian Jones era.
He was doing all that stuff without asking even. He'd pick up a flute or just anything that was handy and just create something out of it which wasn't there originally, and it embellished the song so much that it became the catch.
While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows.
Can you hear him?
She comes and goes.
He just finds a flute and he finds a little thing he can play on it.
Or in the darkest night, no one knows.
Despite its brief duration of just over 3 minutes, Ruby Tuesday has left an enduring mark as a timeless classic from the early days of the Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards undeniably stand among the greatest songwriters in the history of rock.
I've been hanging out so long, I've been sleeping all alone, Lord, I miss you.
And their enchanting prowess continued to shine brightly in the late 1970s, as showcased in the timeless Miss You. This track, featured on the Some Girls album dominated by Jagger's influence, reflects his evolving taste for disco and reggae. The result? A funky and groovy tune that rides on the dance floor beats laid down by Charlie Watts. Bill Wyman's bass guitar pops, and Jagger playfully courts controversy with his cheeky lyrics. Simply put, it's the kind of Rolling Stones magic we all love. The global impact and prominence of the Rolling Stones are such that these top songs on our list are practically universally recognized. Take You Can't Always Get What You Want, for example. It's like cultural DNA by now. From the choral vocals that kick off the song to the iconic chorus that's turned into a mantra for countless fans worldwide.
And I saw thirsty at the reception, a glass of wine and a hand.
It's more than just a song. For Stones enthusiasts, it's evolved into a way of life. Embodying the profound significance the band's music holds for them throughout the years.
You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want.
Whether you're feeling low, high, or somewhere in between, it's a tune that fits perfectly into any moment. I can't get no satisfaction.
I can't get no satisfaction.
Since its inception in 1965, this riff has epitomized the rebellious spirit of rock and roll and has left an indelible mark on the fabric of music history.
I can't get no. I can't get no.
Instantly recognizable. From the moment the first note hits, it's unmistakable. Before Richards even completes the sequence, listeners across the globe know exactly what song they're about to embark on. The simple, yet commanding three-note blast sets the stage, making it one of the most iconic introductions in rock history. It's not overly complex, nor does it need to be. Its beauty lies in its simplicity, yet it's anything but mundane. In just a few notes, Richards captures the ethos of a generation, channeling raw energy and youthful defiance. Despite its roots in the mid-60s, the riff feels as fresh and relevant today as it did over half a century ago. It's transcended time and generational divides, proving that true art never ages. The legend goes that Keith Richards conceived the riff in a dream, recorded a rough version of it on a cassette player, and then fell back asleep. The very idea that one of rock's most iconic moments came from a fleeting dream adds to its mystique and allure.
We were in Clearwater, Florida. Strange thing was, the very same night, Keith wrote the basics of Satisfaction. He says in Clearwater, Florida, at night time he woke up with that. With the idea of satisfaction. Can't get no satisfaction. And when he woke up in the morning and listened to it and all that, him and Mick thought it was a pretty okay song for an album. And then it became this classic fucking track, They're going da 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 da, and I'm going doom doom da diddle dee. So Brian just played the walking rhythm behind him. And it kind of worked.
The riff doesn't just resonate with the rock aficionados, it's universally appreciated. Its broad appeal is a testament to its power and reach. When paired with Mick Jagger's raw and raucous vocals, the riff not only provides a musical foundation, but also amplifies the song's message of discontent and desire. It's not just a series of notes, it's an emotion. Angie stands as one of the most heartfelt and emotionally resonant ballads in the Rolling Stones repertoire. Released in 1973 on their Goat's Head Soup album, the track became an instant classic. Angie by the Rolling Stones is a masterclass in storytelling, composition, and emotional depth. It remains a testament to the Rolling Stones' unparalleled ability to capture moments of raw human emotion, package them in hauntingly beautiful melodies, and release them into the world to resonate with generations. Angie is a timeless testament to the prowess and emotion of the Rolling Stones. Beast of Burden meshed the sound of Richards and Ronnie Wood in a way that was distinguishingly evolved from the Stones of the late 60s. Off the 1978 record Some Girls, the band was barreling toward the 1980s, when popular music took a dramatic turn in songwriting, both technically and philosophically. Predating the hard turn of disco-era dance tracks like Emotional Rescue and She's So Cold, the chops of Beast of Burden featured the core of what made the Rolling Stones great, but boasted a modern energy, as if to say, we aren't being left behind. Despite Richards' ongoing battle with drugs, the band still had a fire in them. Tumbling Dice, hailing from their 1972 album Exile on Main Street. Keith Richards, the mastermind behind many of the Rolling Stones' memorable riffs, was instrumental in shaping the song. The track has a rollicking, loose feel, emblematic of the entire Exile on Main Street album. Tumbling Dice was chosen as the lead single from Exile on Main Street. The song became a massive hit, solidifying its place in rock history. Today, it's not just celebrated for its catchy riff and lyrical depth, but also as a representation of the Rolling Stones at a particularly tumultuous and creatively fruitful period in their career. Can't You Hear Me Knocking is one of the Rolling Stones' iconic tracks, hailing from their 1971 album, Sticky Fingers. The song is recognized for its legendary riff and extended jam, which takes up more than half of the track's 7-minute runtime. Keith Richards, the Rolling Stones' lead guitarist and the song's primary composer, is known for his distinctive and infectious riffs. Richards had a knack for finding unique guitar hooks that would act as a foundation for their songs. The story Can't You Hear Me Knocking, a legendary track created in a moment of unplanned musical brilliance. It's a testament to the Rolling Stones' unique and improvisational approach to music.
Set list. Okay.
Jumpin' Jack Flash is one of the Rolling Stones' most iconic songs, released in 1968. The song's title and inspiration came from a real-life event involving Keith Richards, the band's lead guitarist. Keith was in his country house in Sussex, England, together with Mick Jagger, when they were woken up early one morning by a noise. It was the sound of Keith's gardener, named Jack, walking past the window in heavy boots. When Jagger asked what the noise was, Richards replied, "Oh, that's Jack. That's Jumpin' Jack." This comment sparked something in the two of them. They were inspired to write a song around that theme and imagery. Jumpin' Jack Flash became a quintessential Stones track, symbolizing their return to their rock and roll roots after their brief foray into psychedelia. Many consider Jumpin' Jack Flash to be one of the greatest rock and roll songs ever recorded. Did you know? The Stones rearranged the song for live performance, and Richards now plays it in open G with a capo on the 4th fret. Richards said if he was told he could only play one of his riffs for the rest of his life, this is the one he'd choose. Wild Horses, as well as Jim Dickinson's Bedrock Piano, the Stones' timeless country-tinged ballad is a story of 3 masterfully interwoven guitar parts. There's Richards's 12-string tuned to open G, not something you could do on stage in a hurry, picking out minor chords and harmonic embellishments.
It's easy to do.
Mick Taylor's second acoustic in Nashville tuning, with the lower gauge E, A, D, and G strings tuned an octave higher, holding the song structure down.
But I don't have much time.
And Richards's mournful electric guitar licks, incorporating blues, rock and roll, and country styles into one majestic, perfectly phrased performance.
the things you wanted.
Did you know?
Wild, wild horses.
During a transfer at Olympic Studios, a bent spool caused the master tape of Wild Horses to become wrapped around a capstan motor. The creases were pressed out with a cold iron.
Couldn't track me away.
Ironically, the real zipper found on the packaging of Sticky Fingers would often dent that specific track on the vinyl anyway. There's a reason why certain riffs in rock history transcend generations and remain iconic years after they first graced our ears.
Meadow, Jinso, Ballroom, Queen, and Member. How do you make that sound out of that? That guitar is not even an electric guitar.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you do it, and you did it, and...
I know I can do it, but I don't know how I do it.
One of the hallmarks of a great riff is that from the moment you hear it, you immediately recognize the song. Greatness often lies in simplicity, and the Honky Tonk Woman riff is a testament to this. Using an open G tuning, Richards crafted a riff that's both easy to play and incredibly catchy.
Is it's true to an open G, right? And if you're gonna do Honky Tonk Women or something,
Jinso, Ballroom, Queen, and Member.
It's this simplicity that allows guitarists of all levels to engage with it, making the song's legacy even more powerful. There's an infectious, raw energy in the riff. It's gritty, it's dirty, and it encapsulates the essence of rock and roll. And this song, in particular, has inspired a multitude of guitarists to pick up the instrument for the first time. To this day, the cowbell-clanging, guitar-heavy introduction to Honky Tonk Women remains one of the most instantly recognizable riffs in rock music. A true testament to the Rolling Stones' musical genius and lasting impact on popular music. Paint It Black. The Stones were beaten to the sitar and guitar combination by the Beatles on Norwegian Wood the year before. But the dark psychedelic flavor conjured up by Brian Jones's ominous noodling on this 1966 counterculture anthem has arguably proved just as influential.
Bass pedals. Yes, Brian.
The song owes a lot of its power to Charlie Watts' kinetic drums, combined with the bolero rhythms strummed on acoustic guitars. Though apparently, Keith was less enamored with his electric on the record.
I see a red door and I want it painted black.
The electric guitar doesn't sound quite right to me, the one I play, he said in 1966. I should have used a different guitar, at least a different sound. Did you know? Bill Wyman played the B3 organ pedals on the track by laying on the ground and punching them with his fists. Released in 1968 as part of their iconic album Beggar's Banquet,
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Sympathy for the Devil stands out as one of the Rolling Stones' greatest achievements.
I'm a man of will and taste.
This groundbreaking song captivated audiences with its unique blend of rock, blues, and Latin influences. However, it also courted controversy due to its provocative lyrical content, leading to debates about its true message and intentions.
I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment.
Making of Sympathy for the Devil, written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. Sympathy for the Devil began as a jam session during the band's rehearsals, inspired by a book by Russian author Mikhail Bulgakov called The Master and Margarita.
Nice to meet you all now. Hope you guessed my name. Oh, what's puzzling you? The nature of my game.
Jagger developed the idea of presenting the devil as a multifaceted character, exploring themes of power, seduction, and human nature.
So we'll have it like 3 verses straight through and then the solo.
The song's distinctive rhythm, dominated by congas and maracas, was heavily influenced by the burgeoning fascination with Afro-Cuban music that was prevalent during the late 1960s.
But troubadours get killed before they reach Bombay. Oh, pleased to meet y'all now. Hope you get my name. Yeah, what's so puzzling now? It's just nature of the game. Yes, alright.
The Stones, known for their willingness to experiment, incorporated this rhythmic style to create an infectious and dynamic backdrop for Jagger's haunting vocals.
Please let me introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around here for many a long, long year. So many a man's soul and faith. Yes, I was here when Jesus Christ had his moments of doubt and pain. I made damn sure that Pilate washed his hands and sealed his fate. Pleased to meet y'all.
I think the other thing you were doing, Bill, is better.
Oh, fucking hell. You gotta come on in that other bit, Charlie.
Sympathy for the Devil is revered as a masterpiece for several reasons. Firstly, the song's arrangement is a testament to the Rolling Stones' musical prowess. The rhythm section, comprising Charlie Watts on drums, establishes a driving groove that relentlessly propels the song forward.
Yes.
Jagger's vocal performance is both commanding and hypnotic. He seamlessly shifts between different perspectives, embodying various historical and literary figures associated with evil throughout the ages. The lyrics paint vivid images of dark historical events, such as the crucifixion of Jesus, the Russian Revolution, and the assassination of the Kennedy brothers. Jagger's portrayal of the devil as a charismatic and charming figure raises thought-provoking questions about humanity's complicity in evil acts. Despite its artistic brilliance, Sympathy for the Devil faced significant controversy upon its release. Some critics argued that the song promoted devil worship or sympathized with evil. Its lyrics, particularly lines like "I shouted out, who killed the Kennedys?"
I shouted out, who killed the Kennedys?
And "I watched with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades," were perceived as provocative and politically charged.
Watch with glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades.
Moreover, the song arrived at a tumultuous time in history, marked by political assassinations, civil rights movements, and the Vietnam War. In this context, "Sympathy for the Devil" unintentionally became a lightning rod for societal tensions, and its reception varied greatly. Some listeners embraced its provocative nature as a reflection of the era, while others condemned it as morally objectionable.
Pleased to meet y'all. Hope you guess my name. But what's puzzling you is just the nature of the game. Yes, I watched with such glee while your kings and queens fought for 10 decades. For the gods they made, shouted out, "Kill Kennedy," when all the time I knew it's just you and me. So let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
Despite the initial controversy, "Sympathy for the Devil" has endured as one of the Rolling Stones' most influential and enduring songs. Its impact on popular music cannot be overstated, with numerous artists from various genres covering and referencing it over the years. Beyond its musical significance, the song represents a bold exploration of complex themes and societal taboos. It challenges listeners to confront the darker aspects of human history and raises questions about morality, power dynamics, and the responsibility of individuals in shaping the world. When it comes to defining the greatest song of all time, one track that consistently emerges as a top contender is the Rolling Stones' "Gimme Shelter." Released in 1969, this timeless classic not only embodies the essence of rock and roll, but also encapsulates the turbulent spirit of an era, making it a strong contender for the title of the greatest song ever recorded. Iconic opening guitar riff, "Gimme Shelter," is instantly recognizable thanks to its opening guitar riff. Its raw and menacing quality immediately draws the listener in, creating an atmosphere that is both exhilarating and foreboding. Haunting vocals. The song's vocal performances are nothing short of extraordinary. Mick Jagger and Mary Clayton's duet creates a haunting and powerful narrative that reflects the turmoil of the late 1960s. Clayton's spine-tingling, impassioned vocals in particular are a testament to the emotional intensity that this song conveys. Her chilling vocals, particularly her raw, emotional cries of "rape, murder," gave the song an added layer of intensity. Timeless lyrics. "Gimme Shelter" addresses themes of violence, chaos, and the desperate need for sanctuary, which were incredibly relevant in 1969. with the Vietnam War raging and the counterculture movement in full swing. These themes continue to resonate with listeners today, as the world grapples with its own set of challenges. The lyrics' universality adds to the song's enduring appeal. Social and historical relevance. The song's release in 1969 was no accident. The tumultuous backdrop of the late 1960s, characterized by the anti-war movement and civil rights struggles, gave Gimme Shelter a profound social and historical context. It became an anthem for a generation demanding change and served as a reflection of the era's collective consciousness. Musical brilliance. Gimme Shelter is a masterclass in musical composition. Its blending of rock, blues, and gospel influences creates a dynamic and rich sound that is both energizing and emotionally resonant. The song's arrangement, from the rolling drum fills to the soaring vocals, demonstrates the Rolling Stones' unparalleled musicianship. Live performances. The Rolling Stones have performed Gimme Shelter live countless times throughout their career. And each rendition is a testament to their energy and charisma on stage. It is a song that comes alive in a concert setting, further solidifying its status as a legendary track. Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones is the greatest song of all time because it is more than just a piece of music. It's a cultural touchstone. Its iconic opening riff, haunting vocals, timeless lyrics, and historical relevance make it a standout track that continues to resonate with audiences across the world. It has not only stood the test of time, but also left an indelible mark on the history of music. Gimme Shelter is a masterpiece that encapsulates the spirit of rock and roll and the essence of a generation, securing its place as the greatest song of all time. Do you agree with our list? Let us know in the comments below.
Don't get angry with me.
He don't know if it's right or wrong. Maybe he should tell someone. He's not sure just what it was, or if it's against the law. Something